All right. I'm back, guys.
We missed you so.
Yeah, my floor's gonna be sticky as shit. All right. Did no one hear me say I spilled beer all over the place?
I did. I didn't think it was that much.
Yeah, it was in a
Apparently,
can,
quite a
and
bit.
then it tipped it over, and then I picked it up immediately, and then it Vesuvius.
Should have drank it instead of being a pussy.
Um, oh man, if I could punch you through the internet. And welcome to Space Chicken, the podcast that knows what you did last summer and is really ashamed of you. Today at Space Chicken, the return to the V formation, because literally I'm sure one of the team is dead. I'm almost positive that one of the team is dead. As always, I am your host and meanderer, Danny, up in the top left square, playing the role of Mike. It's Mike. Say hi, Mike.
Hello, Mike.
All right. Gross. That was a gross thing you just did. Up in the
Yeah.
top right square, playing the role of Scott. Scott. Say hi, Scott.
Hi, Scott.
And appearing, and, and appearing
Piss you off.
as the ghost of Christmas past as will. He will be remembered. So today we were supposed to talk about like the best games that have ever existed that we've never played. So I don't know.
You say that like we're not going to talk about that.
Because we all know how the show goes. We'll start talking about it, and the next thing you know, we'll be meandering about circumcisions. So we made a little list of games that were like, hey, here's some games that we really never like played to completion and or played at all. And SA, who I believe that's you, Scott, right? SA.
Yes.
Is that how you appear? You listed a lot of games that make me not like you as a person.
I know.
Like you listed a ton of games. And Burke, don't smile smugly, all right, you motherfucker. You played 3 games. I'm not even doing this. Once dice stopped rolling, you took some time off and then played Destiny. So let's not be throwing stones up in the top left square. I won't allow it. But so we can start from the top. Some stuff I'm guilty of. So you listed Half-Life 2.
All right. So when you said this topic,
Right.
okay, I thought you meant like, all right, because I played Half-Life 2, but I never really got far in Half-Life 2. So I've experienced Half-Life 2. I played a lot of mods of Half-Life 2, but I never played the game to its fullest extent. Is basically what I did with that. So like there are some games on this list that I may have played, but I never, like got into it too far, right? I mean, so I played Half-Life 2, but not far into it.
I never finished Half-Life 1.
You never finished Half-Life 1?
I never finished Half-Life 1. I have. Oh, you're
And
making
you
that
wanna
face,
rip me?
Mike.
You wanna
Have you
rip
played
me?
those games? Hold on. Have you played those games? So, first of all, Scott,
did.
your list is enormous. Your list is enormous, and we will get to you in a second, sir. Okay, I told you we're gonna start commiserating and all being on the same page and being, yeah, there's games that we haven't played, but the rest of your list of like it literally it offends me like pro-life people in abortion clinics. Mike, you popping out eyes. Did you play Half-Life?
I did.
Both of them?
Every version of Half-Life that was ever released.
You got the orange box too for console?
All right. All but one version of Half-Life that was ever released.
So good at games.
No, that was back in the original like PC gaming days. That's like Half-Life was life for a little while there. That was a great game.
Was it Half-Life by chance?
Full life.
Full life. Look at that. Look at
Half-Life.
that. Hey, you think they were gonna make Half-Life 2 Chapter 2 and or Part 3?
I don't think you're gonna anymore. But
Oh, did you ever see on YouTube, to go off on a tangent here? There's that
Early
called
tangent.
Called it.
what
Called
what
it
if
tangent 3
what
minutes
if
in.
what if so and so was 100% honest, and one of them was what if Valve was 100% honest, and it was pretty hysterical because it's like, all right, if you remember Half-Life 1. And the length and time between Half-Life 1 and Half-Life 2 was enormous. And the same thing with like Team Fortress was enormous. Everyone was like, oh, when is it going to come out? When is it going to come out? It took forever. And the thing is now, when did Half-Life 2 come out? That came out How many years has it been now? Let me just
I think it came out in '88, right? I mean, at this point, right?
Well,
I feel like I've not been playing that game for the greater part of 3 decades.
All right, so Half-Life the original came out in 1998, and Half-Life 2 came out in 2004. So the original Half-Life 2. Now you think about it, when Half-Life 2 came out, that was huge. The engine, everything about that was huge, and but think about it. It's been 12 years now. Like, do you think they're gonna make another one? I don't think they can. Making Half-Life 2 was like this enormous, gigantic. We wrote this engine. It's amazing. It's got the ragdoll effect. It's got all this stuff. It's crazy. I feel like they need to do that again in order to make a Half-Life 3. Otherwise, they're just kind of making another chapter of Half-Life 2.
So your tangent conspiracy is that Half-Life 3 isn't gonna come out until they make a new engine. So Half-Life 3 in your eye is going to be a glorified tech demo?
But I don't think Valve is making games anymore. I think they're focusing more on the fact that Steam is bringing in millions of dollars. Why do they need to make games anymore? They just facilitate other developers to sell
you
their
guys
games.
heard it here first. Space Chicken and No Right Answers Gaming is breaking. Valve is done making games. They are no longer a publisher in game, but in fact, just those dudes who run Steam. Moving on down through your list, okay? Staying on the topic of Valve, I'm going to jump down a little bit. And there's a list off screen. I'm not going to share it with the people watching because, there's people who just listen and don't watch. And I feel like there's too much visual stuff and they get screwed out. So just so everyone knows, you also can't see the list. No one's seeing the list. You can only hear the list through my sweet, sultry voice. Portal, you motherfuck. You've never played Portal?
Okay, so I played Portal. I just tried it and then kind of never played it.
Burke, Portal?
One of my favorite gaming experiences ever.
Exactly! Like, literally, hands down, one of the greatest games of all time.
I think it was a cool game. It had a good concept and everything. I just never...
Did you play 2?
I did not play 2 because I didn't have friends to play with.
It was a multiplayer game?
Yeah, so there was a single player
both
part.
Fired.
And then there was
Fired.
a multiplayer part.
Just fired. Just close it down. I'll handle the rest of the podcast by myself.
Yo, dude, do you have it? Because I'll download Portal 2 right now, and we'll stop this.
I have it on PlayStation 3, but when I got Steam, it was the first thing I put on my wish list.
Wait, it doesn't carry over.
Christmas is coming. All right, cool. So Portal 2 and Half-Life, that's a knock on both of us. Portal 1, you, sir, need to be ashamed of yourself. Now I'm going to move down to a couple things on your list that really make me want to take a ball peen hammer to your balls. Because, like, for me, like, the stuff I put was, like, Beyond Good and Evil and Psychonauts. Like those 2 games I've always wanted to play, and I never played. And I might get to them one day. I mean, they're on Steam, so I'll get to them eventually. But I feel like those were, like, great, obscure titles. You've never played Mass Effect! You motherfucker, no. You've never played Mass Effect. Any of them?
No, I never.
And you're going to fire me? You're going to fire me. The greatest game BioWare has ever made. The greatest trilogy BioWare made. All nitpicking aside on the mechanics and everyone being horny and the end decision not really mattering on any of your previous decisions too. But they still were able to tie all of your decisions from the first 2 games into the 3rd game, even though it don't feed into the final decision. It was beautiful. Shepard was one of the greatest characters of all time in gaming. Fuck you, Mario, and everyone in Nintendo. Shepard is awesome. What do you 2 have to say to yourself? I'm holding you in contempt of game court.
Wait, Burke hasn't played it either?
Nope.
Oh, okay, good. All right, good. I feel better about myself.
Here's the thing, though. I could not have bet that he would have played 2 of those. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought that we were going to get him far earlier in the list, and he dunked us both on 2 of the games. But Mass Effect, what's your excuse on Mass Effect? Was it over $60? You can buy the trilogy now for $30. I'm going to Steam right now.
I have to say though, visually, like I remember seeing all the images from it and stuff. It looked good. I don't know. When did it come out? I usually can tell why I didn't play a game by when it came out. I can tell you usually by then. What year did that come out?
I don't know. You look it up.
This is what we do. We have a podcast.
No, I played it, motherfucker.
Okay, I understand that. I understand
Oh
that.
my God, are you? I don't think you can get part 3 on Steam. I think you have to get it on Origin. That is so
Uh,
terrible. That is so terrible. Let me open up Origin.
2007, the first one came out.
oh, so 2007. That was. Ah, I know why. That was during WoW time. So that's
Dude,
probably why.
dude.
Sad.
I'm putting it on your Christmas list. The Mass Effect trilogy. You're getting it for
I
Christmas.
I don't have.
Congratulations. And then we're gonna get Portal 2, and we're gonna Portal before you have to go on your business trip, Mike. Are you playing
I
games right
can.
now?
No, I was looking up Mass
I don't
Effect.
trust any flashing lights on your face.
It was. I swear it's
You've ruined that
Wikipedia
for
Mass
us.
Effect.
Like you've ruined. If you guys don't believe me, go watch the Space Chicken Derailed episode. I just don't trust it. Like glowing lights in our
That was.
faces. I
I'm sorry.
assume
That
we're
was
doing
the
research for the
greatest.
shows.
The greatest ending to any show we've done so far was him just literally zoning out halfway through the show
Just start
and
playing.
just muting us,
Just start
just
playing.
muting us, and just nodding.
And then we could hear him talking to whoever he was talking to. So
Big pop.
I'm gonna keep going down your list there.
Well, I can tell you exactly why I didn't play it because of its description. Science fiction, no problem. Action role player, no problem. Third person shooter, hate it.
Oh,
Hate third person
interesting.
shooters.
Whoa! Did you just write off an entire genre?
I hate third person shooters. I've tried a number of them over time. Every time a new one comes out and it's like this is the fucking shit, I give it a shot and I'm like, nope, still hate this.
So we're not getting
I don't like
Gears.
third person shooters.
Are you saying we're not getting Gears? We're not getting Gears 4?
I don't like Gears. I've been watching people play Gears for this last week. I'm like, fuck this game. I don't. Why would I? I don't have that. No
Wow.
interest in playing that game.
Wait,
Monsters and third person shooters.
But you bought fucking what's that? The top.
Division?
Yeah, you bought the Division before any one of us bought the Division. That
And
wasn't
I was
a
disappointed
secret third
3
person
days in.
shooter.
No,
Like,
but that's what I was saying. I fall for it every once in a while, and I'm like, yeah, this will be, yeah, this looks great. This looks like they've cracked the code. And then I'm like, nope, fuck, I was wrong. I was wrong.
What
Takes
is
a
it
long time.
about the third person shooter?
Just don't like them. I don't like
Mm.
the perspective. I don't like the over the shoulder look. I've never really liked it. I used to not play any third person games.
What about the
Any of them.
top down?
God of War, any of those. Well, I mean,
Like you
depends
can,
on the top down game, like Mech Commander and that kind of stuff I was into.
All right. So
League of
it's,
Legends.
like
it's
Diablo.
the right here. Like if the camera's
Diablo,
here.
I'd be fine with like a Diablo game. I like those, the originals.
But like a WoW, you wouldn't be good with.
No, but WoW you could zoom all the way out though. Like you could zoom pretty far out in WoW and make it
Yeah,
almost
WoW, you
top
kind
down.
of control your own camera per
Oh, so you're saying when you're locked in, like Gears? Because remember I talked about this before when I said that sometimes I have trouble with this. So when you're locked into that
Yeah,
one,
but I just kind of blame that on your autism.
thanks.
You're welcome.
Awkward.
For the most
moments.
part, like games that I feel like this would be better in first person. I'm just like, I don't why what this I don't what is the point of the third person view? Like just let me zoom in and be zoomed in.
You get a wider perspective though in the third person.
Yeah, I get it, but you don't always need it. Like you didn't need it for Division. Like who cares? All right, there's a guy over there. Great, I'm gonna shoot him eventually. I'm gonna hide behind this damn wall, pop up every 4 minutes. It just ended up driving me nuts. Now certain games can defeat that. They can defeat my not like of the third person.
Not like
Batman
that is
games.
a.
Batman games.
All right. Well,
Play them all. Love them.
All right.
Batman. Better. I'm willing to put up with third person because I love the Batman games.
I
Mass
can
Effect
accept
is
that
as
answer.
good as
Right.
everybody says it is, then it might defeat my dislike of the third person game.
So here's the thing, right? Like I feel like that is a valid reason to not have played Mass Effect. Like I feel like that in the court of what the fuck, like I feel like that is a valid argument, and I'm throwing this case out for Mr. Mike. And Mr. Mike, you're good. I would go so far as say you're magic. Now, Mr. Scott, what's your fucking excuse?
For what? Not playing Mass Effect?
Yes.
It was 2007. I just got into WoW. I was like That was it.
I was super high, man. I had no
I
idea
was
where
super-
I was.
I was in college, but I was not
literally
super high.
looking for my pants for 3 years, from 07 to 10. It was just a quest for where the fuck are my pants? My dick is out. Okay, that's cool. You're going to game prison. Next down the list, we're gonna skip some. We're gonna skip some down, and we're gonna go to Batman games.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna go to what I'm gonna call the current Batman trilogy, which is not Origins, right? But we're gonna say Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight. I'm going to roll them all 3, even though your list says Arkham City. Did you, Scott, play Arkham Asylum?
Negative.
Okay. So I don't like that you specified Arkham City, like that was going to give you a pass on Arkham Asylum.
I didn't do it like to bamboozle you. I just literally.
It felt oddly specific. Like
Well,
I didn't eat the light on Broadway. Okay, but did you eat the light on Fifth Avenue? I ate that light too. Okay, I ate both lights. So have you played any of those 3 games?
No, and the reason it says Arkham City is because I was wondering, like, what have I missed? So I literally went and I looked for top whatever games what was the words used, critically acclaimed or whatever you had said. So I was like, I'm curious,
media acclaimed,
whatever it was, and that one popped up, with the Mass Effect and everything, and I was like, I haven't played that, and I literally went down that list and found all the things that I hadn't played. So,
my favorite part right now about this episode is that Mike is dispelling the myth that I've created that he's a 2-game pony, that all he does is play Minecraft and Destiny, because he's about to tell you modded Minecraft that he's played the Batman games. Mike,
every last one of them, beginning to end, all of the DLCs. All of the challenge missions, like not even the good stuff. Like when you get like, oh my god, something from Batman downloaded. I gotta go on and see it's just a new Batmobile. Well, I better go and drive it for at least a half an hour and see what it looks like.
Every Riddler trophy.
There's I haven't 100%.
Most of them, right? I mean, come on. 80% is like, come on, dude. I'm really gonna find the rest of these Riddler trophies. Fuck this noise.
Yeah, I've sat there for hours with YouTube open, looking through it and finding trophy here and trophy there. But there's certain ones I'm just like, okay, all right.
Yeah, it's like fuck it. I gotta hit the lever here and then fly all the way across town and a time limit. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Scott, you have no idea what we're talking about, though. You
totally understand you guys.
Storyline on those missions. Oh, the storylines on those missions those games are so good.
Oh, plus the QTE where you get to ban Catwoman, out of control.
Ban Catwoman. That's what I'm talking about.
Bang, B-A-N-G. Okay. So
present sex, it's great.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, so we're gonna go down. We're gonna roll the way. The Metal Gear games.
All right, so I played a ton of not a lot of. I played it was PlayStation days. So original PlayStation.
Metal Gear Solid.
Might have been that one. I remember playing some of it. I had either rented it or something, but it was so long ago that I don't remember any of it. So
okay, so now let's just really quickly for the purposes of Metal Gear. We have to really specify which ones that we're talking about, because there was a bunch of them, right? And I can't remember them off the top of my head. I've only played 2. I've finished 0. Okay? So there was the last one with Solid Snake, and then there was the one where Solid Snake dies, and then you play as the white-hair guy. Spoiler alert, he's not really dead. He appears in 50 games in a row after. I don't know what happened. I didn't really follow the storyline. Those games are weird. They're weird games.
They are
and they kind of bug me out a little bit, and I'm like, I gotta tap out. Like, some of it feels quirky and kind of funny, and then some of it just feels like uncomfortable, and like Japanese people are weird. Like that's one of those games where you're like, Japanese, like all of and you want to dismiss an entire genre of games, the visual novels that are like manga on Steam is literally something I blindly dismiss. Like I use the discovery queue to try like find games and shit. Like when those pop up, I'm like, is there a way for me to say no Japanese shit, like without being racist? Like,
what about the Telltale games? I hear good things about them, and one of them, the Batman one, I was like, well, I have to play it. It's Batman.
Did you enjoy it?
I haven't played it yet, but it was on my short list. It only came out a couple weeks ago.
So I played the Telltale Walking Dead Chapter 1. I didn't play any of the other ones. It wasn't because it wasn't good. I don't have room. Like, personally, I don't have room for those games in my life. They're not bad games at all. They're kind of like
But are they really games? You're not really doing anything.
Well, no. So here's because I felt that question coming because the visual novels are not games. But this is very hybridy, almost point and clicky, like kind of harking back to the point and click adventure games without having to combine shit. I guess that they're point and clicks and that they're just like it's procedural like that. I want to say it's a walking simulator, except you can totally fucking die. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a choose your own adventure too. Like there's a lot going on. So it's a maybe game. You're right. Maybe game isn't the right word. Interactive story experience. It's probably
experience.
It's probably a closer way that I would describe the Telltale games. And I didn't play the Game of Thrones one because I'm not all caught up on Game of Thrones yet. Shut your faces, everyone. I did play the Walking Dead one, but like I said, I ran out of room. I didn't.
Too busy playing video games.
Yeah, real games, real games. So those are good. I would recommend them to someone who's a fan of whatever it is that they're Telltale Gaming. But their whole shtick though is to take like I don't think they've made an original IP for.
I don't. If they have, I wouldn't. I didn't know. I haven't heard about it, but I know they do the big ones are Walking Dead.
I know they have original IP from like back in the day, but I mean like in the current generation of what we're doing, I don't think they have an original IP.
Well, probably wouldn't sell it if it was an original IP with that format style of game.
Right.
Like who would be looking for it?
Right. You're
but
right.
If you take a known
Japanese
product,
people are weird,
and you're like, well, you can play this game. Well, it's Telltale Japanese. I don't even.
No. I was just bringing it back to the visual novels that
just
people
your original.
are really into on Steam, by the way.
Big sellers.
Oh, self-reflection time, guys. All right, so going down your list, Metroid Prime. I'm not gonna knock anyone for not playing a Nintendo game after the 64, dude. I just can't.
Based on system.
Yeah, it's like that's no good. I played it. It was really good. I didn't end it because, again, the system wasn't mine and neither was the game. So I just wasn't going to get to the end of it. But it was a really awesome 3D Metroid game, Metroid Prime. But that game, that entire franchise has taken a shit ever since. He also has here BioShock.
Right. So I played... I can't remember how much of that game I played, but I had played it. I played it long enough to face that thing the first time. The creature, Big Daddy. Yeah, I don't know how early into the game you face that guy. You face him a couple times, don't you? I don't even know.
Yes, yeah. You face it a few times. I'm not. I can't do this with you. BioShock is near and dear to my heart. Now I'm not like I can't.
You literally didn't you just finish it or something?
No. You have BioShock there. BioShock is the first game in the underworld city of Rapture.
Right.
Okay.
Right. That's what I meant.
That game has big daddies. The game that I played not recently, but far more recently than I should have, and my excuse for that is money. I didn't have money to buy the game when it came out.
Right.
Which is always an acceptable excuse for working class citizens, was BioShock Infinite. And BioShock Infinite hurt me to my soul, where I literally didn't enjoy video games for 2 months because nothing could compare to the experience of BioShock Infinite to me.
God, you sound like a...
Go ahead. What do I sound like? Tell me. What's that like? Tell me.
I'm trying to put my finger on the person who like sees a picture like an art piece and is like, oh, this just destroys me. It's so beautiful. Me. Oh, I cannot walk away. And if I look at any other piece of art,
do I sound like someone who was moved by a
God,
near perfect
no.
representation of a digital world that tied together
Oh my
two
goodness.
very, very incredible yet separate stories after the two DLCs. Dude,
Ugh.
I can't help you. I can't help you. If you've never felt this way, you know why you've never felt this way?
Because I never played
Because you've never
Bioshock
played
Infinite.
Bioshock. I can't tell you. I can't tell you, dude. I've never seen the roof on the 16th Chapel, right? So I'm not gonna tell a dude that it's not incredible. I'm pretty sure it's shitty. It's just old painted stuff, right? 3D models are way better. But anyway, like I'm not gonna tell a dude that that's how he should feel. You're trying to tell me how I should feel from something that you never tried to experience. I can tell you that Dark Souls sucks because I played Dark Souls, and I can tell you it's shit. Full stop. So if you can tell me you experienced one thing, I have a counterpoint from my own life experience. You're up there in your high horse on the top right square, being all high and mighty.
Whoa!
Because you're
High
like,
horse?
yes, oh, yes, high horse. And you're
Was that
telling
high?
me that, hey, buddy, the way you feel is not okay.
I didn't say it wasn't okay. At no time did I tell you you couldn't feel that way. I just was remarking about how much it sounded like one of those artsy people who were just like, you know.
You, sir, were mocking me.
I was mocking you, but I didn't say you couldn't feel that way.
I feel like when you mock someone, it's because they shouldn't feel that way. Like when I mock someone for being excited about something that's stupid, I'm telling them that they shouldn't feel excited for stupid stuff.
You're a mean person. That's
I
why.
am. I'm a terrible person, but believe it or not, I totally have feelings.
He has feelings.
Yeah, I do. About Bioshock, which you ruined. Burke, have you played Bioshock?
I don't even know what that picture means.
That's a high horse, sir.
High horse.
That horse is very high.
I'm sorry. You know how I was sorry. I'm sorry. In the beginning when I was talking to Burke about how my screen is cut off,
Oh,
so all I saw was the front of the horse. So it was just kind of like I
So
don't
you missed the
understand.
ladder. Okay.
I missed the ladder, and then when I just enlarged it now as you were saying that, I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Before that, though, all I see is a horse's face.
It's okay. I wish I could invert it so you can see what you've been acting like, sir.
Yeah, on my high horse.
No, I missed Bioshock. I know I had the demo. I had downloaded demo after hearing so much about it, but I'm fairly sure that was in the midst of a Battlefield, probably 3 and a Batman Arkham City run where that was. I tend to focus on games. I don't know if you guys know this about me or not.
No, I've
That's not
noticed.
an acceptable answer.
I
It's not
tend
an
to focus on
acceptable
one or
answer.
two games.
Whoa. I hear
Dive
rebuttals coming from atop the high horse. High horse, you have the floor.
It just seemed like before.
Not
when
you, the horse.
You said before when you were like, "Hey, why didn't you play this game?" I said, "Well, that was during the time that I was playing this." You're like, "No, you were high and couldn't find your pants." And I'm like, "No, I was playing this one game." But no, that's Mike says it. It's like, "Oh, no, I understand." It's good.
I did not accept that as an excuse.
Uh,
I didn't. I didn't say, Mike, you were excused. I excused him earlier. I didn't say he was excused. But you couldn't wait to feel like the victim that you had to jump in there and like
I am a
intercept
victim.
my rage. and now you've deflated my argument completely, and I'll feel fucking inept if I try to attack him now because you pre-attacked him. So Burke, it's not an excuse as the moral of what would have been my story, but my story was stolen by guess who?
High horse.
Again? Yeah. He could build a tiny home right there. Live in it.
Stupid.
All right, so the other games on his list. You put together, by the way, a stellar list, Scott, because literally every game on this list, other than the ones I've already mentioned, I've played. So I can be disgusted in real time.
You-
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you.
No, I was gonna say, are you gonna go over the ones that you put on there, or that Will put on there?
No, I'm not gonna go over the stuff that some ghost put on there. I don't even know. And I put 2 games on there. It was Beyond Good and Evil, and Psychonauts. And like I said, like I thought we were gonna get into a deep thing about how I didn't play a Tim Schafer game, and I actually appreciated like Day of the Tentacle, which I played later in life, which is a respect. But it doesn't matter because the games you put on there are so like rich of our generation, you know, like you played, you missed excellent AAA titles and a lot of them. And,
Triple A, Schmipple A.
and older ones too. Like the thing about it is, so like me, like I personally cannot get to every AAA title when it comes out, right? I can't because they're $60 fucking. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't be busted, especially now. You got to think about I've already passed on Gears. Like
8 of them release all at the same day, too.
there you go, and it's like you got to pick one, maybe you don't. But I'm like, I'll wait. They'll come down in price. But some of these games are pretty old. Like I've had to revisit some of these. I'm gonna give you a pass on Deus Ex. So you're not playing Deus Ex, but
You know what's funny is that game came out like, when did that first come out? Because I feel like that was like a long time ago, right?
I think the first one was
a
fairly long time ago.
I feel like I was in high school when that came out.
Your hair's out
Let me
of
just check.
control.
It's just because the wind is really high up here on this horse.
Woo! Owning it. I appreciate it.
Wikipedia. Oh, 2000. Yeah, that was out when I was in high school. I remember that graphic too. The graphic for I always called it Deus Ex. Is it Deus?
It is
Yeah,
Deus
because
Ex.
clearly didn't go to a Catholic school where they might have taught you some Latin.
I actually did take Latin for 2 years, funny enough. But I remember that coming out and my buddy playing it and telling me I had to play it. That came out, was that on PC and PlayStation 2? That's why I didn't have a PlayStation 2 and I never had a computer that could handle it because it was a heavy graphic intense game, wasn't it?
Yes. At the time,
And that's why I was never
very much.
I was playing like Half-Life games then. There was no way I was going to play that. So
You were playing half of Half-Life.
Yeah, that is true. You know what? You can't use that as an excuse, dude. We did not get to the end of that game. I can't.
My 8 megabytes of RAM could only handle half of Half-Life.
I did play Half-Life 1. I just never Half-Life 2.
I didn't finish either one of those games, which is why, like I said,
I even played Blue Shift. Remember Blue Shift? It was like you played that as the cop or whatever.
No, dude, but I feel like you would have played the game that none of us has heard of.
Yep.
And
How have you not heard of that one?
I have a feeling your list of games played is just like mind-numbingly confusing to the rest of us.
Probably. So but I'll give you a pass on Deus Ex only because like I feel like that one actually I've played them since the one that came out in, when did you say it came out?
2000.
2000?
Because there was the one that just came out right now, and I played that one too.
Is that one technically
Divided or something?
4? Is that 4 or 5?
I don't know. Like I think I played Human Revolution, and then I think I played Mankind Divided. I can't keep them straight. It was a good game, but I don't think it was there. Like I didn't think it had the mass appeal that a lot of the other games had on your list. That gets very thing. Okay, you sent us a link to the game that you're talking about.
It was just a
that's
picture
right,
of it.
the Half-Life mod. We had a discussion about the Half-Life mod, which is why I'm
Well,
shocked you
well,
didn't
hold
finish
on.
Half-Life 2. We had that discussion a few episodes ago.
Right. Well, this wasn't a mod. This was an expansion set for this. As far as modding is concerned, I played probably more mods than you can imagine of Half-Life, and that's where like a good.
I can imagine a lot of shit. Don't pigeonhole me.
I'm gonna put a pigeonhole picture by you. All right. No. It's funny that when I go down my list, there's a lot of games here that I am.
He's directing the show now.
No. Hear me out. So I look at this list and I look at something like I put Elder Scrolls, right? I was always kind of interested in playing that, but I just kind of was just like, nah. Like Grand Theft Auto, right? I loved Grand Theft Auto, the overhead game. I remember playing that.
That game was such shit.
It was, but you think about it.
A lot of fun though.
Didn't have a fast computer, so that was a game that was manageable on a computer, and I thought it was fun. And then when they came out with they didn't come out for PC. It came out for PlayStation 2 or something, right? The first Grand Theft Auto where you were like beating hookers and stuff, and I was just like, nah. So that's kind of what happened with a lot of those. Red Dead Redemption, I'm kind of upset that I missed. I do want to play that.
Red Dead Redemption was
Number two.
Coming out with number 2, so I'm interested in I'm interested in playing it so that I can at least. Who makes Red Dead? That's Rockstar, right?
Rockstar, yeah, that's also
that's my
Rockstar.
only
So
that's my only disappointment in it.
So Red Dead Redemption was totally Grand Theft Auto with horses. Grand Theft
Yep.
Auto 1 and 2 sucked ass. Grand Theft Auto 3 was good but not interesting. That might be difficult to explain, but I will tell people the silent protagonist thing in a third-person game with cutscenes really does take away from it, which is why Vice City was fucking incredible because they infused character into your voiceless protagonist in the game. That one was good. San Andreas was okay. Liberty City's blue. And then the last one that they just did was fucking incredible. And I'm talking about the story mode. All that sandbox shit doesn't do anything for me. By the way, we're supposed to do a sandbox episode in the future. So I felt like we should table this GTA talk because I think it'll be a good thing to return to. But again, I give a pass on GTA. It's not for everybody. I don't think sandbox games are standard fare when they were coming out. Now it seems to be all the games. But a sandbox... third person, you can't handle the graphics of it. You like Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2, which makes you weird. I give a pass. Grand Theft Auto pass.
Here's my thing too. Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming out in fall of 2017. Holy crap, that's a long time away.
Yeah.
Wow.
Except for it's not. That's next Christmas season. It'll be here before you know it.
Yeah, Kotaku already said they think it might get pushed to 2018.
Oh, good. I hope so. Bully Blue too. Other games on this list that I would like to beat you up over. Okay, so you put Final Fantasy here.
I have.
Did you play 7?
I played, if I remember correctly, because when did that come out? I
don't know. I was definitely high school.
Final, because I remember I played
10th grade. I want to say I was in 10th grade, so
I'm a year ahead of you. 7. Let me just take a look because I did play. Wikipedia, Wicca. There it is. This came.
Is that the name of the horse?
1997. So I was on PlayStation, so I think I did play that one. I didn't play it like all the way through, but I played it.
Okay, no. If you played it, you would remember playing it.
This was 1997.
Doesn't matter. You would remember. You would remember playing it.
You know what it was? All right,
Never forget your time with Cloud.
No.
All right. Okay, yeah.
Cloud McStrife, by the way. Or if you changed his name like I did, it was Danny.
So you know how Mike has this thing about third-person games and how he crosses off an entire genre? Those kind of games. Remember we talked.
I know this answer.
Third-person shooting games.
No.
Right.
Yeah. But he has a thing. I love his thing. His thing is great. Go ahead.
And we've talked about this. We've gone over this at extensive. We could go back to the episodes of Space Chicken where we've talked about.
No, that was a lost episode.
That was a lost episode?
Yes, our only lost episode was the time that you discussed in great detail your hatred for turn-based combat.
Yeah.
Look how excited he is.
Yeah.
I don't want to go through that again. That was the episode you didn't record out of spite, right?
I don't want to get into why that episode's a lost episode, but let's get into why you don't like turn-based Captain.
That was the one that failed, to which led to the episode that you didn't record out of spite. Okay, yes. I just wondered. Okay,
there we go. I'm glad you're bringing up that sort of subject. Yeah, do I got to pull it out of you? You don't like standing around and letting someone punch you in the face, so you wait for your turn to punch them in the face.
Yes. I just all right. So like the idea of picking something, and we deconstructed this crap so intensely in that episode where you were like trying to gig me on everything. Well, you played WoW, and WoW is kind of like the same thing where you're rolling, but you're just doing it at a faster pace, and blah 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 blah. But holy crap, walking up and going, oh, okay, all right, 1. Just waiting, and then you go, okay, let's see what this guy does now. That just blows my mind. I can't. I don't care if his name is Cloud or whatever the hell it is. I can't. It was a beautiful game. I remember watching videos on it and whatever, but I can't.
It was a beautiful game for '97 because I would because another episode that we're going to do in the future as I continue to tease future episodes, the sandbox episode, and then the other one's going to be the nostalgia episode. Because the thing about technology is technology does not hold up to the test of time, and GoldenEye blows. What?
Oh wow, that's gonna get you called the fruit basket again.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, this basket of fruit. There's too many pictures on the screen, so I can't put up a fruit basket. Okay, so my counter argument to that, when we were talking about it, was when you said that you hate turn-based combat, and I'm personally not that big of a fan of turn-based combat, but I'm not off-put it to you. Just like Mike doesn't he can just write off third-person perspective games.
It's just like I wrote it off.
And yeah, but you can just write off turn-based combat. Again, something that I don't look for, except for I played South Park Stick of Truth and loved it. And that was also turn-based, a la Paper Mario, which is also a very fun game that was turn-based. And then this Final Fantasy, which is turn-based. And Final Fantasy, by the way, as a franchise, has gone downhill since they got away from true turn-based combat. Because like in Final Fantasy 13, which I played, and it was, you know, I tapped out on Final Fantasy. I can't do it anymore. But
Yeah, they went with the WoW method.
yeah, so it was like a turn-based game, but it tried to make it look like it was in real time and people were moving and everything seemed very awkward and out of place. So you're still waiting your turn to like push buttons, but everyone's still kind of walking in a circle around each other, not doing any type of true dodging. It was very bizarre. I mean, like I understand what you're saying. I stand in this trench, you stand in this trench. It's my turn. I punch you, and then I walk back to my trench. And then based on where I decide to stand in the trench, will give me defense bonus. But games like that are very like strategic.
It's about the buffs and the
Yeah.
and the nerfs more than it is about the.
So what I've always felt that your argument was that you were complaining about the way it was being presented versus complaining about the game itself, because my WoW argument against you was that in a WoW you might not be taking turns, but considering that everything happens on timers and cooldowns, if you're doing everything optimally, you are just taking turns hitting each other.
Right. So but there is never a moment where I'm not moving and I'm just sitting there waiting. So like you could say like, oh, I heal something and I'm waiting for my heal to come off cooldown, but I'm still positioning myself. I'm still running around. I'm still doing stuff. There's a ton of stuff happening all the time. Where with those games, it was literally like I pressed something and then I waited and I just sat. I could take my hands off the controller and I just waited. And then after that other decision was made, I then could take my time to make another decision. And I guess it's like playing chess, which I don't have a problem with playing chess.
No, it's not. It's like playing Dungeons and Dragons. Again, we go back to like why we did the Why We RPG episodes, not to plug ourselves, but we did 2 tremendous episodes on RPGs and tabletop gaming and how it influenced gaming on a whole now. But when you play a game, a tabletop game, you take turns and then turns resolve. And that's all the turn-based RPG was, is you doing things in turns resolving. And I'm telling you that it's the same underlying system in WoW, and your problem is with watching a guy walk, slap, and walk back.
Right. So I honestly would see playing something in person, like a tabletop, to be something more fun and interesting because you're like with people in a live environment. I can see that being more exciting.
And that's why you liked WoW versus Final Fantasy.
Exactly. Now, see, the thing is, if you took Final Fantasy and you made it more of a action one, you know, like basically what they're turning it into, yeah.
And that's why people who played Final Fantasy in the past
didn't like it anymore.
This game. I would have played WoW if I wanted to play that game. I want to play Final Fantasy.
Right. And so I don't think that they should have changed. They should have probably just done a spin-off. But my point being is that it's this.
I want you to make your point. Remember your point. But I just want to back up to what you just said. I don't like the game. The way they do it, I'm not going to play it. But no, they shouldn't have changed the game. I'm so confused as to how that thought process got put together. But go ahead and finish your point. All
right. Well, first of all, I'll say to that is that I know that a lot of people like that. You know, Mike doesn't like third-person shooters, but he's not going to say don't make third-person shooters or don't change a third-person shooter game into a first-person shooter game. Okay, he's going to be like, people enjoy that.
Burke, do you think they should make third-person games?
Yeah, go ahead. Don't expect me to buy them. Don't expect me to buy them. I'm not gonna tell an entire. There's a clan member of mine from Destiny who recently got flown overseas by the Division for one of their powwows with their players to help fix that game. And I wouldn't tell him like, nah, dude, that game sucks. What are you wasting your time? No, fucking, you like that game? Try to fix it. Take part in that kind of a summit and do your thing. But that game's not for me. I don't play it anymore. I don't care what the updates are. And now it's soured me for like the next 4 or 5 years. I will not buy another third person shooter until one finally comes out, and then I'm like, maybe I should try that. And then I'll buy it and I'll play it and I'll be like, God damn it happened again.
All right, I'm glad that everyone on this panel doesn't want to take games that they don't like and put them in tournament camps. Continue, Scott.
I don't think there's anything else for me to say at this point. I feel that
I trampled over. You didn't get to finish making.
I feel like I made my point. I think that like Mike, if they turn Gears into a first person shooter, he would be more into playing it. He'd be more open to playing it because maybe the atmosphere is cool, the story is good, and the same thing with Final Fantasy. But I'm not gonna say, hey, don't make them anymore or change that. I'm just it's not for me. That's all. That's it.
That's it. All right,
That's
good. So let's get to something that I do feel like. Here we go. So we're gonna go through the list right now because this is gonna be the last set of what our Media Clan games, and we went through one. So let's recap. Half-Life and Half-Life 2. I am guilty. Scott is guilty of Half-Life 2. Mass Effect. Both of these schmucks, the entire trilogy, and I'm getting it for Scott for Christmas, okay? Because he needs to experience this world. And we learned that Burke does not like third-person shooters. GTA, hit or miss, whatever. Metal Gear, the weird game, hit or miss. BioShock, kill yourselves. Batman, Scott, again, like so many points lost in my book. Red Dead Redemption. Oh, Red Dead Redemption story, just really quick. Spoiler alert, Scott, if you don't want to know how the game ends.
I don't care.
The main character dies. And you play the last hour as his son. And true story, this happened to me. I got someone into Red Dead Redemption. I got someone into Red Dead Redemption, right? I was like, dude, you got to try this game. It's great. He's like, who made it? I'm like, the Grand Theft Auto guys. You're like a cowboy. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun. I could only play in like 1 hour bursts because at the time I had young children. So I couldn't play the game in front of them and I had to wait for them to be asleep and I was working all this stuff. He got to the end starting after me before I did because he had no young children. And he got to the end and he called me. He goes, yo, I can't believe the ending. And I said, hey, buddy, I haven't seen the end yet. Don't spoil it for me. He goes, no, I understand that, but how come you got to die at the end and play the last hour as the kid?
This goes back to our spoiler episode.
Yeah. That's why he hates it. That's why he hates spoilers. It was the first time something was spoiled for him.
I have never recovered. Did not finish
that game
the
is old enough that spoilers didn't exist.
Did not finish the game. Did not.
So
played up to the point where he died, and then when I got to the kid part, it said, fuck this game. What he said was true. I know how this ends. Anyway. Portal, we're all buying Portal 2 later. The rest, Final Fantasy, weird Japanese shit. You have written that you have never played Elder Scrolls. Now, have you never played an Elder Scrolls period, or have you not just played the recent Elder Scrolls game? I mean, where are we with this? Because I didn't play the first two. I picked up at Morrowind. That's where I picked up. I picked up at Elder Scrolls 3. I've played 4. I've played 5. One of the buggiest and yet greatest game franchises of all time. Period. Not open to discussion. Explain yourself, sir.
I was very close to playing Elder Scrolls Online.
No. Nope. Doesn't count. We're not talking about that. I'm talking about Morrowind. Oblivion.
Well, Morrowind, was that the one where you start off? Yeah, no, I never played any of them. Sorry. You wanted me to make that list. Don't ask to see how the sausage is made and then get upset when you see how the sausage is made.
No, this is an empty sausage vat filled with rat feces. And I'm going, we're making sausage in that? And you're like, yeah, I might get around to the sausage someday. I don't know. I was busy that weekend, still finding my pants. Mike, have you played
Yeah.
another Scrolls game?
I have. I had to look it up to make sure I was on the right the track here, because this is Skyrim I missed, and Skyrim is a game that was very much something I should have played.
You can still play it. It
I
hasn't
feel
vanished.
like I missed. I feel like I missed it.
It hasn't vanished. It's still really.
But I'm
huge
okay
right
with
now.
that. I don't mind if I miss a game. I miss the game. I'm like, well, it is what it is. It's gone. I rather move forward than go back. I don't really tend to go backwards and play games over.
Oh, I do.
If I miss a game, I tend not to go back and look at the game.
I miss games on purpose, waiting for a $5 sale.
I understand a sale, but I mean, like I missed Skyrim by 5 years now. And I remember being on a long business trip with people who were playing Skyrim and watching over their shoulder going, boy, if I wasn't on this business trip right now, I'd be playing the shit out of that game.
Oh, dude, I was a Dragonborn, bro.
I would have been playing the shit out of Skyrim. I can almost guarantee it, just from watching other people play it. But I definitely owned, I believe it was Oblivion. I don't think I ever finished it. I don't know how many hours I put into it. I'm sure it was a handful, but.
Yeah, like I could understand not finishing an Elder Scrolls game because holy shit, is there so much to do? Like it almost like the only game that I've ever played that's compared is The Witcher, The Witcher 3, where it's like I literally felt overwhelmed by the game world. But part of that was in The Witcher you could outlevel the stuff, and in Oblivion and in Skyrim and Morrowind you could outlevel the stuff, but in Oblivion and Skyrim they scaled everything. So you could literally get killed by a bear no matter what your level was. so like bears never got any easier for a goddamn wood elf thief to fucking deal with. Like even when you got to level 50, but if it wasn't for the fact that it still offers some type of scaling, that game it's daunting. Like you can join every faction and you can join like unofficial factions. You can be like, I'm gonna go be a vampire now and eat people.
Right, yeah, I was gonna say I can remember that. That was the thing I witnessed, a guy going through this quest to become a vampire, and then a few days later going, I shouldn't have done it. Now I can't go outside during the day.
Then you just have to sleep and only do missions at night. Yeah, the same thing with the werewolf. If people see you turn to a werewolf, they're like, oh, that guy's a fucking werewolf. They'll remember, and everyone's been shot in the knee.
I also couldn't believe that was it boggled my mind that those were on a platform. It just didn't seem like a PlayStation could handle that much game. And clearly I'm wrong, because I know a ton of people who've played Skyrim on console, but it seemed to me like I was like, oh, I think when Skyrim first was a thing that I knew about, I was like, well, that's going to be PC only, no? But obviously, it wasn't eventually, or it was at the same time of release, whatever it was. But yeah, that is a game I missed. And Witcher 3 I flat skipped because of just time commitments.
Yeah,
I was like, if I play that, I'm gonna like it, and it's gonna suck me in for a year.
Witcher 3, I'm on my second playthrough because when I got remote computer, I lost my save file, so I had to start all over, and I haven't even gotten back to the point that I was on the last save, which makes me feel sad. And I'm not even doing a different playthrough. I'm making all the same decisions that I made last time. I'm like, I need to get this exactly to where it was, and I've just been distracted, but still playing. So what? Now that we've who won? Who's the most experienced gamer here? Is it me? Like I feel like I won.
Oh, God, you're such a smug. Yes, you've played them all. I own 77 Steam games. I've bought every Humble Bundle. I've done every sale, and I have.
Really, if that's an impersonation of Danny, it's really poor.
Yeah. Off the mark. And for the record, I played a majority of these games on console, including Half-Life. I played a majority of games on consoles. I tell you, I was a console gamer until I was old enough to afford a good computer, which was literally in the past 5 years. So literally, I didn't have enough money to buy a computer worthy of my gaming prowess. Yeah, I said that. Fucking deal with it, internet. Until the past 5 years. Other than that, I've been a console gamer, so I played a majority of the games on your list. on the thing, and I am not a big believer of buying shit day one, games or otherwise. I like to wait for the first patch. So I don't never judge anyone for not getting a game because of price, timing, and life commitments. But when a game's 5 years old and it's supposed to be one of the better games ever come, go back and get it for $10, America. Yeah, the whole country. Tonight, this is recorded the night of the debates, and this is what they need to be talking about. Going back and getting some Steam sales.
You said yourself in the beginning of the podcast, technology doesn't age very well. So if you don't get to it within a year or two, that thing's going to start looking like shit real fast.
Yes, it will start looking like shit, but you won't lose the story. But when I say I'll go ahead and put the premise out there for technology not aging well. What I'm saying is that when we talk about games as being the best of all time and standing the test of time, I think that we'll find that they don't. It doesn't mean they're not enjoyable experiences. It's just that if they go toe-to-toe with anything that comes out today, it is literally like playing diarrhea on a gamepad. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But some stuff, single-player, story-driven campaigns that are good are always good. Even if the gameplay dynamics aren't the best, the single-player, story-driven stuff will always be good.
Let's get online and download Battlefield 1. Call this thing a wrap.
I had the other
That's a single
when it
player?
was.
Yeah.
I watched the opening intro the other day to Resident Evil 2 for PlayStation. Do you remember that? Did you ever play that?
All right, so Resident Evil is not a list. That game franchise, with the exception of I think 4 and 6, are terrible.
Number 2 was awesome. I don't know what you're talking about.
That is another one standing the test of time. That fixed camera angle in the hallway shits for the birds. But go ahead.
Yeah. No, but in 2, didn't it follow you? It followed you.
All right, am I thinking about 1?
You're thinking about 1 is when they're in the house.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I'm thinking about 1.
Wait.
Oh. Like you
So anyway,
realized.
I watched the intro to that, and I remember when I was younger talking about the test of time. We're going to probably do a podcast on that. I watched the intro, and I used to think that intro was like the coolest, like, graphically generated images ever. And go and watch the intro to that when Leon is driving in and he picks up whatever her name is and he shoots the zombies and the truck chases after them. It's just like, it's awesome. It's awesome. It's like, wow, that was horrible. So compared to today. On that note, I think we're going to move on.
We're going to move on.
I thought he was going to wrap it up.
He's out of control. Put a pigeonhole on the screen. And now we're wrapping up. Although he is getting a really good feel for the show because now we're going to do games we are playing. So we're going to start in the Destiny circle, the Destiny hole, the modded Minecraft pit of despair. Have you picked up any new games, Mike?
Haven't even played Minecraft in 3 weeks since the Rise of Iron came out. It's just been
Modded Minecraft.
Pure, grindy, beautiful Destiny.
Oh, man.
Hard mode came out 2 days ago. I haven't had a chance to get in yet, so I'm hoping to knock that out tomorrow night.
Hard mode is in your pants anytime anyone says the word Destiny. Scott, are you still stuck on Paladins? I saw you the other day playing Paladins. I didn't jump in with you. I haven't had time.
That's fine. Yeah, it's so sharp it might break the screen. I since I'm going on a business trip myself, I didn't want to jump into a new game yet. I'm just kind of using this game as like a stress release right now. So when I get back, I'll jump into whatever that game was, the medieval one you had sent me.
Chivalry.
Looks interesting. Looks like a foreshadowing to the game where you had a horrible experience playing the beta.
It does. I've been doing a lot of it lately, but go ahead.
The other thing I want to say before we switch to you, we're talking about genres of games we want to cross off, that we're not going to play. One that I want to cross off is Space Flight Simulator. Moving on to you. Go ahead. What games are you playing, Danny?
You're such a sack of shit. I haven't had a chance to play Elite Dangerous, just like I haven't had a chance to play Paladins, which are games like I feel like I really want to like sit and be absorbed in for a few hours, even though Paladins is very quick 7-minute matches. But Steam has put 3 games that were on my wish list on sale in the past week. One was Metro 2033, which is a game that I did not play, and popped up on sale, so I picked it up. That would be my list of critically acclaimed games that were on Steam. It was an indie game. It is fucking beautiful. I think it's an indie game. It might not be, and people are gonna correct me. So correct me. I don't give a shit. Beautiful game, fucking amazing. Really fun to play. Really hard, and it plays in like really good 5-minute chunks. Like every chapter is 5 minutes, so it's like they're telling you stories, and then you fight monsters in a Russian subway, and then once you're done, it's like, all right, here's the next part of the story, and it literally cutscenes out. And I don't know if that's a thing where they can't just keep continuously render a world, but it works perfectly into my lifestyle, where I can sit and play 10 minutes and be like, all right, I feel like I progressed. I can stop playing now and go deal with real life. The other game I'm playing right now is Shadowwen, which is another game on Steam. It is a stealth-based game where nothing in the world moves unless you're moving. It has a female protagonist, and you kind of like you're sneaking around a kingdom and stuff, and you have like this little girl you have to watch, but nothing's moving unless you're moving, which means you can do like precision jumps and just stop, and then just aim your reticle and then shoot your grappling hook so that you can maneuver the shot. But also, like, if you're sneaking around, you can stop and think about what's going to happen and see what's going on. So it's like a cross of like Splinter Cell meets Prince of Persia, because you can rewind the world too, like if you fuck up. So it's really interesting, and it's gonna sound weird. Have not figured out if I'm enjoying it or not. I'm I'm not even. I think I'm a little less than an hour into the game right now. Like I played through the tutorial and I played through some stuff, and there's a morality system in it. If you kill people in front of the kid, she's like, you kill people, and it's like the guy was gonna kill you. Like I was supposed to. But anyway, it's very weird. But what's that game? I think there's a game called like Super Hot or some shit.
Super Hot. Yep.
Yeah, Super Hot, where the world doesn't move unless you're moving too. I haven't played that game either, but if that one comes on sale, I'll pop it up. But it has that concept of nothing moves until you move. So really fun, really weird game, because like you can fast forward time. So if you're waiting for a guard to pass, you can just fast forward time, so the guard will go through his patrol, and then you can like counter move him. I don't know. It's out there. I'm gonna do a video on it. I think I'm gonna do a video of that, and I'm gonna do a video on Valley, because Valley was also weird and fun. I think that's it. I think we have pigeonholes, right? We have wind,
Yep.
right? We have horses that are some are
higher horses
than other. Right there, they go. Yeah, if I had it, hold on, just real quick before we go, before. God damn it!
Oh, space is moving.
Before we go, he's gonna get the goddamn Ortiz treatment.
Nope.
Put him right there.
Horse's ass? Is that what you're going for?
I should, right? I should. Fucking. What are you doing? There we go. Perfect. We didn't see.
Oh, now you look like you're trying to make out with the horse.
Yeah, you would. There it is.
With your haircut, kind of a main like thing you got going on there.
Perfection achieved. This is it, guys. This is Photoshop at its finest, and this has been Space Chicken featuring pigeons in a hole, wind, and a high horse. Hey, if
Cloud.
you guys have if you're watching on the YouTubes, if you have like critically acclaimed games that you have not played, go ahead and throw them in the comments. We'll think about reading them. Who knows? Maybe we'll reply. Maybe you'll be like famous and like, hey, I talked to a YouTuber that no one else.
I knew those guys when they were nobody.
Yeah,
Actually,
still know them.
And talk about you.
Still nobody. Yeah. Then we'll make an intro based off of your comments, because we're hateful and shitty people. So this has been Space Chicken. Thank you for watching and/or listening. Where's the other notebook? I don't see it.
What other notebook?
The one we made for this.
It's under hold on. It's under Talking Chicken.
Yeah, I'm there, and all I see is peripherals.
It should be there. You edit it. It's right there. I see your DS.
Settle down. I don't see it. I'm on OneNote. I don't see it. Oh, okay. 13 October 2016 show. You shut your fucking mouth. All right.
Well, it wasn't supposed to be that day.
Yeah. I know. I don't know how to use OneNote.
Oh.
Shut up.
Somebody couldn't make it that day, so we didn't do it that day.
Well, you know what? If one of you motherfuckers would play for an XSplit license, then you guys can do it without me. Okay?
First of all, I don't think anybody wants to rant for 20 minutes before getting into a conversation with other people. That's your forte.
My forte, that's the goddamn style of the show. Are you fucking playing games, Burke?
I was about to ask him that.
Are you actually doing something yet?
I was about to. I was about to get us going in the right direction. But if you're like in a 20-minute raid or whatever the fuck it is you do.
No. I had a conference call and then I had to do the podcast, so I backed out of all
A
raids.
conference call? Ooh. With who?
I just spilled beer all over the place out of my anger over the fact that you were possibly fucking playing.